Hello, everybody. Welcome to SoulSpace Podcast number 139.
Welcome. Hey, guess what? It's March.
Welcome to March,
March 2026, you guys.
my
We've made
favorite,
it.
my birthday month.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah, at the end of the month. But anyway, can celebrate all month if I want, right?
You can. You deserve a birthday month.
Yeah,
I think everybody does.
right. Anyway, March is a fun month. It's St. Patty's Day.
It is.
Yeah, I love it. I love
It is
St.
a
Patty.
wonderful day.
Yeah. And we're going to create our own luck this month.
Yes. Who's ready for that?
Yeah.
Me. Who doesn't want to create their own luck?
Right. And it's a choice like everything else, right?
Mhm.
We just have to put our mind to it and do it. And we create that.
Yes. Our mind creates beautiful and wonderful things with us if we allow it. And what's really fun is it's going to be our theme this whole month. So we're going to
Yeah.
give you ideas and tools and all sorts of things
Yeah.
to really begin to bring in the things that you want, and it'll feel like luck. And it is a thing to feel lucky.
It is really a thing. It's all in your mindset. When you start creating the things that you want, you feel luckier because things are flowing in the way that you want them to. If you have a bad day, sometimes you feel unlucky. And you're creating that too. It's our thoughts that create those things. So we're gonna talk about how do we want to create? What do we want to create? The most important thing, and is our topic today, is what do I want to create? Or what do I want?
You know what's interesting? When I ask people that question, every time they pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time. I don't think people give enough time to thinking about what do I actually want.
And it is hard sometimes. You might know a general thing that you want, but if you narrow it down and make a plan, or even just to narrow it down, then you can think about that thing more often, and you can think of yourself as having it. When you know what it is that you want, it's a lot easier to create.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think it'd be a good idea to help everybody at home that's watching or listening to this to begin to figure out the things that they want.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people get hung up on, well, I don't really want anything. Well, when you're thinking that way, you're thinking about objects.
Yeah.
A lot of times people are thinking about actual things. It's like, okay, well, you may or may not want certain things, or maybe that doesn't come to mind right away. But there are things that you know that you do want for your life.
Right. And most of all is, how do you want to feel?
That's always where we start.
Yeah. 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 And that's such a good thing to think about. How do I want to feel this year? It's March, we have a lot of the year left. Some people think about a word of the year. My word of the year was savor, or is savor. So I want to savor life this year. I want to be present in the things that I'm doing this year and enjoy it more by being present. So that is something that I want. So that is something I can work for, or work towards, or work, to keep that momentum going for my year. It might be something that you want. I want a big vacation this year, something like that. That can be a thing that you want and that you can work towards. So there's so many different ways to think about, what do I want? And when you start at the feeling, it's a lot easier to get there, or to figure it out.
So why don't we do that together right now?
Yeah.
Just take a moment. If you have a piece of paper or your phone, you can take it out in your notes app or whatever, and just think about, okay, what do I want to feel every day?
Right.
I'll give you some common ones to kind of get the ideas flowing for you. Happiness. I want to be happy every day.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy little moments every day. I want to feel excited to wake up.
Yeah.
I want to feel passionate about something that I'm doing. I want to have fun.
Yeah.
Every day. And fun and enjoyment, although they're on the same line, they are different things, right?
Right. Yeah.
I want to feel adventurous. I want to feel comfortable with spontaneity. I want to be comfortable, but I want to be spontaneous.
Yeah.
I want to, think about what are all the different emotions that I do want to feel every day. So if you can only think of what I don't want to feel anymore, flip that around to the other one.
Yeah.
What do I want to feel then?
Yeah.
What do I want?
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're focused on what you don't want, then that's what you're going to get.
Right. But it also helps you know what you
does.
do want,
yeah,
right?
It helps you pivot into, okay, I know I don't want that. So what's the opposite of that? Or what do I want?
Yes.
And that makes it easy to think of, okay, I already know I don't want these things, so I'm gonna figure out what it is I do want.
It gives you clarity.
Yeah, a lot of clarity.
So if you're only thinking about what you don't want, that's actually helpful to you because then you can say, okay, what's the opposite of that? Because that is what I want, right?
Right. Yeah, it makes it easier. So don't think of it as something hard or, and if it's only a feeling that you want to feel happier this year or happier next month or this month, whatever that is, then think about that and think about it often. Close your eyes and think about, okay, I know I want to savor things this year. So close your eyes and think about things that you want to do this summer or this spring or tomorrow or whenever that you can do to help that feeling come and that feeling, stay with you. One thing I love to do is create art. So every day I try to do at least 20 minutes of something creative. That feels good to me. So is there something like that? Some people love to write, so they journal for a few minutes a day. Some people like to read, so they read a few minutes a day. That brings comfort to you, that brings happiness. Whatever that feeling is, do those things that create those feelings that you want to have. Right? Yeah. So we're gonna read a little bit in the Money in the Law of Attraction.
Money in the Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks.
Of course.
Look at that. This one's a great one.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read a book of theirs I didn't like.
Right.
So there's that.
All good. Yeah. Yeah. But we found a couple little pieces in here that go along with what we're talking about. Figuring out what it is that you want and why you want it and how to create them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So if you do have this book, we're on page 24, and the title of this section is What Do I Want and Why? Good questions.
Yes.
Perhaps the strongest resistance that people have to beginning to tell a different story about their own life is their belief that they should always, quote, speak the truth about where they are, or that they should tell it like it is. But when you understand that the law of attraction is responding to you while you are telling your story of how it is, and therefore is perpetuating more of whatever story you are telling, you may decide that it is really in your best interest to tell a different story. A story that more closely matches what you would now like to live. When you acknowledge what you do not want, and then ask yourself, what is it that I do want? You begin a gradual shift into the telling of your new story and into a much improved point of attraction. And that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right? What is it that you do want? If you're not sure, start with a feeling, because you know what you want to feel every day.
Yeah.
You know what feelings feel good to you.
Mm-hmm.
So pick, like 1 to 3 of those that feel good to focus on.
And it's always good to write them down, because then you can look at them, oh yeah, if you start feeling off track, look at your list and say, oh, this where I'm at right now isn't getting me to feeling the way I want to feel, what's on my list. So I need to pivot out of this feeling right now and get a better feeling towards what I want.
Yeah, you can make it the lock screen on your phone.
Yeah.
Because everybody always has their phone with them, or put,
Right.
a note on your dashboard of your car, or on your bathroom mirror, or, someplace that you would look every day.
Yeah.
The fridge, the refrigerator. Everybody opens the fridge at some point during the day.
Right. I mean, you look in there a million times to find something good to eat, and it's not there.
So have something positive on the outside of the fridge to remind you of what you're working towards.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, moving on. Do I need to take you on a grocery store trip? Is that what we're saying?
No, my fridge is pretty full right now. But you know how that is. You
look and you're like,
oh,
that I want to eat.
Feel like
I gotta make
today.
that, or I gotta make this. That sounds like we're.
No, I just went grocery shopping.
Okay, good. I'm like, let's check in. Check in with you a little bit.
I'm good.
Oh, you guys. Okay. It is always helpful to remember that you get the essence of what you think about, whether you want it or not, because the law of attraction is unerringly consistent. Therefore, you are never only telling the story of how it is now. You are also telling the story of the future experience that you are creating right now. Sometimes people must misunderstand what the process of pivoting is, as they incorrectly assume that a pivot means to look at something unwanted and to try to convince themselves that it is wanted. They think that we are asking them to look at something that they clearly believe is wrong and to pronounce it right, or that it is a way of kidding themselves into accepting some unwanted thing. But you are never in a position where you can kid yourself into feeling something better about something, because the way you feel is the way you feel. And the way you feel is always a result of the thought that you have chosen. It is really a wonderful thing that through the process of living life and noticing the things around you that you do not want, you are then able to come to a clear conclusion about what you do want. And when you care about how you feel, you can easily apply the process of pivoting to direct your attention toward more of the wanted aspects and less of the unwanted aspects of life. And then, as the law of attraction responds to your increasingly improved, better feeling thoughts, you will notice your own life experience transforming to match more of those wanted aspects, while the unwanted aspects gradually fade out of your experience. When you deliberately apply the process of pivoting, which means you are deliberately choosing your own thoughts, which means you are deliberately choosing your vibrational point of attraction, you are also deliberately choosing how your life unfolds. Pivoting is the process of deliberately focusing your attention with the intent of directing your own life experience.
I love it. And we talk about pivoting almost every week in some form or another. Yeah. Yeah. It really is just thinking the thoughts that you want to come to you, thinking the thoughts that you want to create, being in that place, seeing yourself in that place that you want to be, that feeling that you want to have. It doesn't get much simpler than that.
Right. And when I'm reading this passage, it reminds me for myself, some of the most powerful words, if not the most powerful words that were ever said to me were, "You have a choice."
Yeah.
I got to learn that I get to choose what my life experience will be. And I get to decide from this moment what my story is going to be.
Right.
What vibration I'm going to be in, what story I'm going to continue to tell, and what stories I'm going to not continue to tell, and what I want it to be for myself. And I get to choose that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think, don't realize that they get to choose.
That it is your choice.
That it is your choice. That you get to say, I have decided that I am going to be happy every day and find things to enjoy. And you get to decide that. And then you get to watch those things begin to come into your life more and more and more as you are aligned with that choice and that decision. And that is one of the most empowering and powerful things that we could ever tell you or ever teach you. And it's the simplest thing, but sometimes it's the most difficult thing to decide what it is that you do want. And that's why we're talking about it today. It's not always easy.
Right. And you'll start catching yourself as you work on this to where you'll be like, oh, you'll make a decision and then you'll be like, oh, that's not getting me towards how I want to feel or what I want. It's taking me the opposite direction. So do I still want to do that? No, probably not. You probably want to pivot into something else that's going to get you closer. So once you realize that everything is your choice, you can choose differently in those situations where, somebody wants to go for ice cream. Is that really what I want to do today if my goal is to lose 5 pounds this month? I think I'll skip. I might go with, but I don't think I'll have one with you. You can, it doesn't matter what it is, but you can make those choices each time to get you towards how you want to feel or what you want in your life.
Right. And it's important to think about, okay, if I'm choosing happiness,
because
that's the most common thing that people say. Everything boils down to being happy. Everything boils down to that. Really, it's the biggest thing that people are really looking for in their lives. And yes, there's other things as well, but that's one of the biggest things people always say is, I want to be happy. Yes, you deserve to be happy. Let's get you there, right? But it's important to think about, okay, so when I decide to do something or go somewhere, is that moving me toward that goal? Or is it moving me away from it? And so when you think about it in that way. So when I think about my 3 words that I decided, my 3 emotions that I decided, I want to feel every single day. Is what I'm choosing to do today in alignment with that or out of alignment with that? Am I moving towards my goal or am I moving away from it? And so I really like that you brought that up. There's specific examples, but when you're thinking about your 3 words, if we're boiling it down to the emotions, am I moving toward it right now or am I moving away from it? And what can I do to pivot back into moving towards my happiness, moving towards my excitement every day? What is something that will make me feel that way today? And move into tomorrow. What's another thing I can do? What's tomorrow going to bring that I'm going to look for? What are the things that I'm going to do to bring that extra little bit of happiness into my life? What action can I take that's easy and that feels good to me to do in this moment to bring that into fruition for tomorrow?
And that's why it's a good thing to write those things down. Write some things down that make you happy, whether it's going to the pet store to look at puppies, or going to look at new clothes, or it doesn't mean you have to shop or buy them, but if it feels good to go looking, go do that. Go to a museum or an art gallery, or go for a walk if it's nice outside.
Read a book in the sunshine.
Sit in the house and read a book in the sun. Do those things that are creating that feeling that you want to have, even if they're tiny little things, because your body is noticing that and your mind is noticing that. You're going to start feeling that more and more consistent throughout the day. And it's going to equal up to something big in the end, so that it doesn't have to be something huge every day to get you there. It's the little things that matter and that work up to be the bigger things. So
it can be one thing that you start your day with.
Yeah.
So think about this. So if you've written your 3 words, which we've, suggested that you do today, if you've written your at least 3 emotions, think about, okay, what's the biggest one for me? Let's say it's happiness. So I've decided that tomorrow when I wake up, I'm going to do one thing that's going to make me immediately feel happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So choose that one thing. What's that one thing for your biggest emotion that you want to feel tomorrow? What's one thing you do right when you get out of bed or right when you wake up that you know is going to start your day with that feeling so that you can begin to carry it with you?
Yeah.
Choose one thing, whether it's watching a funny video or having a chat with your children, or it's, giving your puppy a kiss.
Yeah.
Or it's going to the mirror and telling yourself I love you, and that brings you happiness. Giving yourself a high five, because that's really fun, and we immediately smile when we do that, right?
Or it might be making coffee in the morning, smelling that coffee and having a good cup of coffee in the morning. It can boost your mood, although the caffeine is going to do that anyway, probably. But just the smell of it a lot of times can bring a smile to your face, kissing your husband goodbye in the morning instead of just, okay, go see ya, making an effort to do those things that feel good to you is going to help your day right from the start.
Right. Here's a prescription for everybody, right? We don't give medical advice, but here's your prescription. It is to give yourself a dose of happiness in the morning, or a dose of that one emotion that you have. If you want excitement, maybe watch a video of a roller coaster and that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Or something, whatever that big emotion is for you, you're going to give yourself a dose of that tomorrow morning.
Right.
First thing, make a choice right now. What is it going to be? And do it.
Yeah. So good.
It's going to be a wonderful morning.
It'll change your day. Yeah. Yeah. When you start your day off good, it's leading up to a great day all the way around.
You've started that momentum right off the bat.
Yeah. So good.
I'm excited for tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
It
is. For all of us.
Yeah.
So this kind of talks more about pivoting. So one of the questions that you should ask yourself, like we talked about, is, am I in harmony with what I've decided?
Yeah. And another way to put that, what we talk about a lot, is, am I in alignment with what I want?
Right.
And maybe there are some blocks that are keeping you from that. You think you want that thing, but why am I not getting it then? There might be some blocks in your way that, the crappy thinking that you're going through. You might need to do some freedom release method, or some tapping, or just meditating, or do some things that are keeping you in that mindset that can help you along your way. And there's quite a few videos where we did freedom release or tapping, so you can find those. You can Google them and you'll find lots of things to get you in the right mindset, or to release those blocks that are keeping you from getting that way. And you can write them down and make a comment on a video, and we'll do them next time, or anytime we can do that. So if there's something that you're really stuck on, let us know, and we can do some freedom release method next week on that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Why not do it together?
Right. Yeah.
Time's always right now.
Yeah. And we talk about muscle testing a lot. So you can test yourself, am I in alignment with this? Just state what you want, and does that feel true to me? Does that feel right? Word it different ways so you can figure out what that block is that's keeping you from getting that.
One thing I like to suggest to people is listen to yourself and what comes out of your mouth throughout the day.
Right.
Because when things come out of your mouth and you're like, oh, that didn't really feel good to me, you notice where your blocks are.
Yeah.
You notice where that negative thinking is, and you hear that pattern in that thought loop when you listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Am I complaining a lot, or am I praising a lot? Am I, spouting happiness, or, disappointment or anger.
Yeah.
But what's coming out of my own mouth?
Mhm.
Because those words will tell me everything I need to know
Right.
about what I'm aligned with and what I'm not at any given moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've had that happen in real time on the podcast before.
Yeah, mostly with me.
For both of us.
Self-realizations are happening all over the place.
Yeah, but it happens all the time when you get used to catching what's coming out of your mouth, you'll recognize that right away.
Yeah,
So,
I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
I get it. It's coming out. Yes. And then I work on it immediately because I know it's there and I have seen it and I know what's happening. I'm like, yes, take care of it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yeah. It's so easy to do when you start to do that, catch it right away. You'll change it before it has a chance to make a little bump in your road,
and build that momentum in the direction you don't want.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yes.
Do we want to read that part?
Well, sure. Let's do it.
Yeah.
This is such a good book. There's nothing that we could read in that book that wouldn't be helpful at this moment.
It's all good. So, am I in harmony with my desire? So the pivoting process is simple. We've talked about that a million times. So whenever you recognize that you are feeling a negative emotion, it is really that you are feeling the lack of harmony with something that you want. The obvious thing for you to do is to stop and say, I'm feeling negative emotion, which means I am not in harmony with something that I want. What do I want? Anytime that you are feeling negative emotion, you are in a very good position to identify what it is that you are, in that moment wanting. Because never are you clearer about what you do want than when you are experiencing what you do not want. That is so good. And, we talked about that earlier, but the words that she used there just put it into perspective a lot better. And so in that moment, and stop in that moment and say something is important here. Otherwise, I would not be feeling this negative emotion. What is it that I want? And then simply turn your attention to what you do want. In the moment you turn your attention to what you want, the negative attraction will stop. And in the moment the negative attraction stops, the positive attraction will begin. And in the moment, your feeling will change from feeling good to feeling good. That is the process of pivoting. So, you're feeling when you catch it right away that, oh, this isn't lining up with what I want, but I know how to change that now. I can pivot it. I can think about, even if you're in the middle of the muck, you can think to yourself, no, I don't want this. I want to be happy today. So you can just leave that alone and move forward and be happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think one of the most empowering things that a person can do is to give themselves permission to feel better.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission. Say, I have given myself permission to feel better today. I allow myself to pivot out of this slump and move forward.
Yeah.
Because I deserve that.
Yep. I deserve to feel good every day. There's not a limit on feeling goodness.
No, there is no limit. No limits.
We can feel that every day of our life if we want.
It doesn't cost anything.
No. It's so simple. We just have to remember that we can have it anytime we want.
Right. And the thing to think about, I think a lot of people struggle with, well, if this is happening with someone around me and this is and that and whatever. Your current reality doesn't determine what your future will be unless you let it.
Yeah.
And other people and how they feel should also not determine how you feel. You can lift others up by feeling good.
Right.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And everyone, a lot of times they'll say to me, and I get this a lot, so I'm going to say it because it's true. I feel so much better after I've hung out with you.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy. I'm so glad because that's how I feel.
Right.
I feel good.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, come meet me here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the law of attraction. The law of attraction and our soul is calling us, hey, come over here.
Yeah.
It feels really good over here. Come over here. It's going to
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah.
And that's what I do too, is I bring that into myself
Mm-hmm.
and other people like, hey, I feel that.
Yeah.
And you can
Yep.
do that too. And isn't that great? Like if somebody isn't feeling good, you're feeling goodness, you can start to lift them up with you just by your presence. And why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not feel good together?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Feel better together. Feel
Right.
that relief together. And what a beautiful experience that will be, rather than sitting in misery together. What's more fun?
Right.
I can tell you what my preference is.
I'd rather have fun than be miserable. Yeah.
I can tell you my preference. You get to choose yours.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And, there's a quote or a meme that I've seen on Facebook a few times that is, there's a million reasons why we could feel terrible and look at the world and feel awful, but there's also a million reasons we could have joy in our life and look at the world with joy. And it's true. It's just your choice. Are all the things that are going on in this crazy world of ours right now affecting our daily life? Probably not so much where we are, but we can choose to always look for the silver lining or the gold in our day, no matter what is going on around us. Even if it's terrible in where you are, there's always a glimmer of hope and a glimmer of light that you can find.
And a glimmer of good things within your own life. And think about this. The world is not under your control.
No.
What is under control is yourself, your own locus of control.
Yeah.
What is the thing? What are the things that I'm in control of? Because that's where I'm empowered to make a difference.
Yeah.
Myself. That's all I've got control of is me.
Yeah.
So how can I make this situation what I want it to be?
Right.
What am I moving towards? What do I want?
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't take much to move that needle a little bit closer to how you want to feel. Right. It's all in your control, and you can think about that. You can make that choice. I'm going to be kind to someone today so that they feel better, and that's going to help me feel better. Mm-hmm. That's all it takes. It's such a simple thing to do, is to pass on the light, and sometimes that's just a smile. Maybe somebody hasn't had a smile in their day for days or weeks, whatever, or just smile and be kind to people around you. Whether you know them or not, it's gonna change the whole vibe of your day and the vibe of everybody else's day that's around you. Yeah.
That's that ripple effect.
It is.
If you lift yourself up and you consciously lift up others, it has a ripple effect out into the world.
Right.
And you will never see the ending of that ripple effect. No. But it could go on for weeks, for months, for years from that one moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes people remember that one person that smiled at them.
Yeah.
And that began a shift in their life. And they're like, man, I wish I could meet that person again. I don't think I ever will. Yeah. But that just really started to shift things for me, that there was one person that saw me, changed and smiled at me. Yeah. And then I felt that shift in myself, that maybe I do matter. Right. You never know how that one thing that you do that's wonderful is going to affect someone else's life. Yeah. Your own or someone else's. You just don't know.
Right. Yeah. And people come in and out of your life all the time. And sometimes that's the main reason, was just to give you a little shift for the day. It happens all the time. Right. A cool little story of, and I probably told this before, I don't know, but one time, my husband was traveling somewhere and he was flying. He was in the airport, and this lady came walking down the hall and said, "Can I give you a hug?" He didn't know her. He didn't know what was going on, He's like, am I being pranked or what? He wasn't feeling bad or anything like that. He was missing his mom, who had passed away a while before that, but it wasn't, he didn't really think of that at the moment. So he said, sure, because he's a hugger and loves to hug people.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows him, knows that. So he said, sure. And he got a hug from this woman. And he said, I swear to God, it was my mom hugging me, and he needed that hug. For some reason, that woman probably needed a hug too, and asked if she could give him one. So it was a mutual brightening of the day for both of them. He got a hug, he felt good, even though he didn't feel bad, and she maybe felt the same way. Sometimes you just know. So if you have an idea like that, if something comes to you and you feel like, oh, I want to catch eyes with that person, or I want to smile, do those things, because you don't know how much it's going to change that person's life, or change their day or whatever.
Or maybe I'm gonna, buy a coffee for the person in line behind me.
Right. Yeah.
There was a time, it kind of comes to mind now when we're talking about this, popped in my head. There was a time, it was a gas station here in town. And I got out of my car, and there was this van that was parked at the pump next to mine or whatever. And there was like 5 kids or something in there. It was a really hot day, and it was summertime. And I got out because I think it was here. Yeah, I was here, and I had like a class or something going on, and I was driving back home, so I stopped to get gas. And when I went into the shop, there was this woman there that was talking with the clerk and talking about, oh my gosh, I don't have my card with me. I have my app pay. I can just do that. And they're like, well, we don't have that at the store, so you can't do that. She's like, but I'm on a gas. I can't go anywhere. Like, I can't even get to another gas station because I'm literally on empty. I'm lucky I made it here. There was this whole thing, and she was on the phone with her boyfriend or spouse, and she was just like near tears. And I said, oh, is that your kids outside? And she said, yeah. And I said, okay. I said, hey, you guys have been there for a little while, I noticed. And she said, yeah, they don't have the cash app. Like, I have the money, but I can't pay because they don't have the app pay, the tap pay or whatever. And I said, how much do you need? And she goes, started talking again about the app or the cash pay or whatever. And I said, no, how much do you need? And she was like $10. And I said, okay. I said, so put $10 on their pump. And I said, get out of here. She goes, you sure? I said, yeah, just go. I see you have your kids out there, just go on. So I paid for her gas so that she could get wherever they were going. All she needed was $10. She could have said 150. She could have said anything. But in that moment, she just said, this is what I need. She just needed something
to get to a different
pump, get to where she needed to go.
Cash app, yeah.
And so it's just like, just get out of here.
Right.
And so sometimes that one kindness, and I know I could see the relief at her face,
right?
Because their kids have been sitting in the hot car and the car's not running because there's no air conditioning because they didn't have any gas left, and she was just stuck there. And then the person that she was calling was out of town and they couldn't come. There's all of these things that were in her way, and it was just the one thing that one stopgap to get her moving on her way was just that what they didn't have tap pay.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, here's $10. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me at that time, $10 was a lot of money because I didn't have a lot of time either. But I was like, you know what? This woman has this 5 kids. I need to get out of here.
Right.
So I know that made an effect on everyone. The person she was on the phone, the kids being stuck in the hot car, the mom trying to get her kids wherever they needed to go home, probably.
Right.
Just moving through. Sometimes that one thing that you help, that one person, and I don't know what happened after. I've never seen them again.
Right. Yeah.
But that one thing that you can do that helps another person move through yourself, give yourself that kindness, give other people that kindness, that one thing that helps you to move on to the next story.
Yeah.
That story of being stuck is over. Get yourself to that next part of the story.
Yeah. So when something like that happens to you and someone wants to help you, don't refuse that, because that is helping, I mean, they're feeling good by being able to do that. So that creates a ripple effect for everybody. So don't turn that down because your pride gets in the way or whatever it is, because someday you're going to be able to repay that to somebody else.
Mhm.
So, it really is a ripple effect. And when we do good things come to us and everybody around us.
Right. And I didn't expect to run
Right.
into that. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
it just came, as it said, it popped out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of times it will do. That happens,
I just knew
You
that
just,
there was a solution, and there was only one solution,
yeah, yeah,
and that was it.
yeah.
But that one, it felt good to me to do that. It felt aligned, and I was like, you know what?
Mhm.
This is what's happening today.
Yeah,
Everything else will work itself out. It didn't matter if I only had $20 in the bank and I had $10 for her and $10 for me. I knew that if I did, when I know
was gonna
now
be fine.
that
Yeah.
everything was just going to be fine. I
Yeah.
felt everything was working out for me, and it
Mhm.
did, and that was fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kindness can go so far. Don't hold that back ever,
Right. Just let it pop out of your mouth.
right.
Let that
Yeah.
smile come to your face.
Yeah,
Let that compliment of like, oh my gosh, I love your purse. Where did you get it? It's gorgeous.
yeah.
Let whatever it is that you feel,
Mhm.
that positive intention and that love and that feeling of kindness that you want to let out of your body, let it out of your body.
Yeah,
Because when you do that, then it comes back to you too.
yeah,
And it's this wonderful, never-ending cycle of joy. And isn't that what you've been asking for?
right.
What you've been asking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's be
Joy
honest
and
with ourselves,
happiness
right?
are what make
Happiness.
the world go round, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, man, I just went on a tangent there for a minute.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a happiness tangent?
I know. Well, I like to go on tangents, and why not do one that felt really good to me?
Yeah, and if you don't like it, then you're in the wrong place.
True. I mean, why are you listening to us at all?
Right. Yeah. You shouldn't be here.
You
if
don't have to
like-
listen to
Yeah.
us. You can if you want to. But the thing is like we're sharing with you the things that have happened in our lives and the things that have changed our lives and that changed the lives of other people that we know and our clients and everyone this has had an effect on, right?
Yeah.
And so we're
Yeah.
sharing it with you because we think it'll be of benefit.
Yeah.
And we want you to benefit. We want you to be happy. We want you to enjoy your life. We want you to have the things that you've been asking for your life. And we want you to be empowered to create the life that you want. And so, why not begin with what do I want?
Yeah. What do I want? Think about that. Write a few things down. And how do you want to feel is more important than the things that you want.
Right.
Just how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel this week, this month, this
Things
year?
will follow.
Yeah,
That's
things
the
will
thing.
definitely
The things that
follow.
match that feeling
Yeah.
will begin to come to you. And
Yeah.
that's the secondary fun of it.
It is.
That's
So,
where the really fun
yeah.
and delights begin to come in
Yeah.
is when you begin to allow them through that feeling.
Yeah.
We're looking
It's
forward to
good.
it. March is going to be a great month for us.
March is
We're
a
going to
good
enjoy
month.
it
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to hear, what's happening with you. And what words did you pick? Did you pick some really like fun emotions and words? We want to hear from you too. So
Yeah.
let us know what you picked. Put it down in the comments and we'll all share together what it is.
And
that
if you
you're
know
going for.
what's blocking you from having that, write those in the comments too, because we'll release on it later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not do releases together? Because that's fun too. We like our releases.
Yeah, we
Let
do.
it go.
It's always good to let that.
You just need to hold on to that crap
No,
anymore. It's just in the way.
So, Carissa, what do you have coming up?
I have coming up my Reiki 2 class, which I'm so excited about. March 14th is the official date for my Reiki 2, and I already have a couple people, so I only have 4 slots left. So if you're interested, if you're in the West Fargo area, that's going to be March 14th. Let me know if you want to join the class. It's only in person. Because we're going to have a ton of fun. You have to have had Reiki 1 before from me or somebody else but you have to be Reiki 1 trained to take Reiki 2. But it's going to be a wonderful class. I'm so looking forward to it.
Awesome.
April, I'm doing 2 expos.
Awesome.
I'm doing the Souls of Spirit Expo in Fargo and Bismarck in April. And so we're going to have a ton of fun. My mother is going to be with me. And if you haven't met my mother yet, come see us because she is wonderful and delightful and wonderful at chatting. We like to chat in our family. So come see us. We're going to have a wonderful time. I'll be doing my angel and spirit guide readings.
Awesome.
And have wonderful things to purchase as well.
You make cool jewelry.
Yeah, all of us do. And my mother has made some really neat things too. So come see that. We all are very much into our crafting.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
craftaholics.
We are craftaholics.
Yeah.
And you are really getting into fine art, which you teach me some of the techniques.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yes.
And I have Artistic Alchemy coming up on the 12th. So next Thursday.
Next Thursday?
Yep. I think that's not the day you have something going on.
No, the 14th.
Okay. Yep.
Let's better check that because Carissa's coming.
I forgot to ask her before
I'm going to this.
And I have a Reiki masterclass coming March 16th. That's a Monday. So yeah, busy month for March. Lots of fun things,
Yeah, I can't wait.
I know.
I'm so
Spring is in the air almost. Tomorrow's gonna be warm.
Oh, you guys.
Tomorrow we're having spring.
North Dakota is gonna be warmish.
Yeah, warmish. Yay. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
We're so excited.
Yeah. And where can we find you?
Oh yeah. So if you want to find me on the internet somewhere, Facebook's a good place. Light of Hope Healing on Facebook. Facebook.com/Light of Hope Healing. You can also find my Square site, which is light-of-hope-healing.square site, Light of Hope Healing, with a bunch of dashes in between it, .square.site, which I know.
Go to our Facebook.
Just go to my
page
Facebook.
And there's a link.
It's there. But yeah, and then you can find us on Facebook together at our SoulSpace, where you can find some of our collective events.
Yep.
And find us on YouTube at SoulSpace Podcast. Nothing before, nothing after, at SoulSpace Podcast, which is probably where you're watching this right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this. Tracy, you have a very simple, wonderful way for people to get a hold of you that doesn't include dashes.
Yeah. Just go to inspiredsignals.com. All my links are there. You can find me also at Facebook and Instagram, Inspired Signals, or Inspired Signals Studio for my artsy, crafty stuff. I forgot to, I'm also doing a prosperity challenge, actually starting on next Monday. But I will do some things leading up to it. I have a Facebook group called Effervescent Joy. You can join that page. It's a private group, so we'll be doing I'll go live in there, and I'll also post some videos about prosperity and the challenge. There's a kit if you want the kit. It's there's a link in my blog post in the Effervescent Joy group.
Do you maybe want to just put a link to your blog post in the comments so people can find it?
I could do that.
That would be great. That way people can join really if they want to.
I'll put a blog. And anyway, there's a kit with some essential oils that are good for manifesting, and you can get the main one, prosperity, or the other ones that go with it. The challenge, we do an oil for a few days at a time, and there's little things that we're going to do, rituals or little things.
Yeah,
that's fun. It's really fun. And I've done it a few times. I haven't done it for a long time, but the challenge, when you do it and when you're in that energy of manifesting, crazy things happen that you never expect. Yeah. And it is really fun to do. So
it'd be an extra boost to creating our luck this month.
Yes. And March is all about luck and creating things. So yeah, let's do it all the way.
Let's do it all the way. And that Prosper oil from that company is my favorite. Oh, good. I always have a bottle of it in my cupboard. Yeah. And it's my favorite. Like, I like to wear it. I have like a little clay diffuser thing that's in my bathroom. I always have it on. Yeah. I just love it. It's my favorite. You're wearing it right
I
now.
have it on. I have perfume because it's the month, the oil of the month this month too. So yeah, there's a lot of fun to do with it. So yeah.
Awesome.
Join
Well, I
us.
can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all we have for today, I think.
Yes, look forward to next week. We'll have lots more to share. And we're excited about this month because all of us are going to make that shift forward towards our luck being real, being a reality.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.